Hello, my great YouTubers. Welcome to my channel once again. If you can hear me, once I say great YouTubers, you see boo boo in the comment section. Great YouTubers. Boo boo. Great YouTubers. Bah bah. Thank you very much for being there. I welcome you once again to my channel. So, what I'm going to discuss today will be engineers. Be careful. Engineers, be very, very careful. I know people will be wondering why. Why are you saying be very, very careful? Things are really happening. Yeah, As an engineer who does software, you would want to assist people in fixing their phones, especially locked devices. You have to be very, very careful when it comes to that regard, because most customers never say the truth. They don't at all. They'll act as if, yes, their device is theirs, the phone is theirs, flashes. I just forgot my code. But how on earth will you forget your code? I guess you need to get a doctor's report to show that, yes, you really do forget something. Yeah, oftentimes you forgot something. That's why you have to forget your code. I guess why. Before you flash your phone, you allow me flash your phone that has password. You have to get me a police report. But many of us don't do that. Come think of it, I've been in my office since morning. I've not made a dime. I've been in my office since morning. I've not made a dime. And it's about 4 o'clock. And my young man brings his phone and says, please, can you unlock the phone for me? And I know how I have the means to do it. I'll say, please go and bring police report. Go and bring doctor's report to show that, yeah, you do forget something. Most times it looks very, very impossible. But I guess it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do to avoid troubles. So, if you are finding such situations, if you are finding between those dicey situations whereby you're in between, I need money to get something solved, and a phone being flashed, which I'm not very sure of, I guess the best thing to do is to get a note and make the customer write his phone number, write his address, and sign. Yes, sign that, yes, I'm the person who authorized the flashing of this phone, and the phone is mine. Put it. That can save you a lot. What actually happened is that there is this engineer of mine, another trap. There is this engineer of mine. He fixes phone. So, in the process of fixing phone, he sells phones most times. He sells phones. So, what happened on that particular day? There was this phone they brought to him to sell. They brought the phone. He bought it with his money. The person who brought it did not bring receipt. Well, he knows the person very well. So, after that, he picked the phone and showed it up for sale. While the phone is in his office, yet to be sold. The office was raided by law enforcement agents. Yes, it was raided. Fortunately for him, he was not in his office. It was his boy, like his servant. How do I put it? Like his the person that he is instructing, yes, those learning from him, let me put it that way, not his servants, those learning from him. So they were the ones in the shop. Behold, the enforcement men never pitied anybody. They were all arrested. And taken to their office. So he got a call that, bro, look at what happened. The phone in question was stolen. And when the phone was stolen, in the process where the phone was stolen, it was actually a robbery. It was actually a robbery attack. So when the phone was stolen, the persons were shot. They were actually shot. And that aggravated the whole issue. So they started tracking the phone. They started tracking the device. And it was tracked down to their office. It was tracked down to their office. Then when they got there, he was around. So after they've narrated the story for him, he had to run from Nigeria. If you know where Nigeria is, you run from Nigeria to Ghana. The persons who were picked from his shop were demanded a ransom of 6 million naira each, which is about $3,000 thereabouts from each person. The issue is this: the person who sold the phone have not been apprehended. The person who sold the phone have not been apprehended. But the person who bought the phone is in big trouble. Very, very big trouble. Because no clients can be trusted. You cannot say, I trust this person, is my friend. Another case that happened is a young man. He actually bought the phone with a receipt. He has the receipt. of the phone. So he has bought the phone for almost a year. He was in his shop one day. He's a barber. He was in his shop one day and he was rounded up. And he was taken by the law enforcement agencies. He presented the receipt. I bought this phone. Look at the person that sold it to me. But bro, nobody is ready to listen to those your cock and bull stories. So in less than a few hours, he's already been reminded. So what are we saying in essence? If you are not sure of the business you want to do, please don't do it. I'm begging you, please and please, don't do it. Even if you know the person, unless you are the one that took the person to buy the device. Because it does happen most times. A customer will come to you, bro, I've been seeing your works. I like the way you act. I like the way. Please, can you get me a new phone? Can you help me buy a new phone? And you help the person to buy the phone. After a while, you say, please, I want to sell this phone. It's okay. You can get a buyer for the person. Not a device you don't know when they bought and you don't know who've been using it. Say, can you sell it for me? And you say, okay, I can sell it. Please and please, desist from such act. No matter how temptation the money is, No matter how much profit you're making from the money, please desist from such acts. Another thing I would want to discuss is fixing phone for customers who are very aggressive. For clients, they are persons who can never be pleased. Yes, they are persons whom you can never please them. So that is why most times as an engineer, you learn to read countenance. You learn to read people's character and behavior. They will help you in the long run. For instance, if someone brings a phone to your shop and you tell the person, this is the price, I want to fix this phone, and the person becomes very aggressive with the price, and after being very aggressive, he decides to fix the phone out of grudge, the best thing is leave the phone. If you can, leave it. But if your mind still push you to fix such device, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful with those kind of persons, because if by peradventure or by any error you had a problem with those devices, you must pay. That is the kind of person. You must pay for the device. Such incident happened in my office. There was a day one guy brought a phone to me. I told him the price of the phone. He became very offended and became very aggressive. I said, bro, so what you're telling me is that if by mistake an engineer is fixing your phone and there is a damage, you say the engineer must pay. I say, what? He said, yes, the engineer must pay. My mind said, bro, give this man his phone back. Give him his device back. You know what then happened? I said, okay, let me just fix it. It's not just charging port. He actually wants to fix charging port. It's not just charging port. Behold, I lose the phone. Fix the charging port. Return the charging port. And on the phone did not come on. I plugged the phone on the charger, left it there. The phone refused to come on. After a while, I removed the panel from the phone. Then I saw that the screen is faulty. Then I asked, have you had issues with this screen before? He said, yes. No, he said no, that nobody have ever touched the phone. I said, but I can see it's like the phone entered the water. He said, yes. It's been a long time ago, but it's working perfectly. I said, what? What did you say? I said, it's working perfectly. Ever since then. And it has happened to me a couple of times. Sometimes when you lose a phone that is has already fallen inside the water or have been submerged in liquid, the liquid accumulates on the screen flex. Then when it accumulates there, anybody that loses that screen, anybody that removes that screen from the screen clip will definitely pay for that screen. It has happened not once, not twice, many times. It has happened many times to me. So that was actually what happened. So when I noticed that the screen flex has rusted, so I told him that, look at what's happening here. This phone fell inside the water and the screen flex has rusted. I don't know what you want right now for us to do, because from what I can see, this screen is not going to on. You still repeated the same statement. I told you, bro. What do you want us to do? You changed my screen. When I came here, it was working. And this screen is already broken. I said, okay, bro. You see an opportunity for me to buy you a new screen. I would definitely do that. But we have to share the cost. So you have to bring parts. See, I don't have much. I'll only pay you for the charging port. And maybe add extra few naira. I said, bro, but you'll be the one to use the phone after we fix it. It was after I removed the screen. I damaged the screen. I went to buy a new screen. Brought it back. When I was fixing the new screen on the device, I now noticed that it was showing blue as the first one was showing. It was then I realized that it happens occasionally. That stuff happens, but it happens occasionally. I would have exercised a little patience, maybe. So, guys, my brothers, my fellow engineers, please and please and please, I'm begging you, always be very, very careful. And I hope God assists every engineer out there to get what they want as they pursue their career. I'm stopping here right away. My next video, I believe we have a lot to talk about on our safety and responsibility as we go on publicly serving people who may or may not understand our plight in the process of our struggle. Because even if it's our struggle, they still benefit from it. Yes, even if it's our struggle, they still benefit from it. Even if we are the ones making the money, yes, they still benefit. They are happy when their phone is well fixed. They are happy when they receive their device and it's working properly and normal. So see you in our next video. Bye.